question was, do I get interest on a structured settlement? And the answer is, you don't get interest on a structured settlement, you get interest in a structured settlement. Now let me explain. A structured settlement, when you receive structured settlement payments, essentially what you're receiving is the liquidation of principal and interest. So each payment is comprised of principal and interest. So the interest is in the structured settlement. It's not like if you go to a bank and you deposit $10,000 and you look at your passbook and there's some interest at the end of the month, although albeit today you might not find much interest. A structured settlement is where you contract for certain known future payments, and those payments will come in when they are scheduled. The way to figure out what interest that you're getting is very simple. Well, first of all, you can tell whether you're getting any interest by looking at a projection and seeing that you get back more than you're actually putting in. But if you wanted to, just for comparison or just for the hell of it, you wanted to know what the rate of return is, the appropriate calculation is something called the internal rate of return. We have another podcast on the subject of internal rate of return, but essentially the internal rate of return calculation, which any structured settlement broker should be qualified to do for you, I certainly can give that to you if you contact us at 203-325-8640. I'd be happy to run that calculation for you. But the internal rate of return basically says, all right, I spend this amount of money, I'm receiving these various different payments at these various different times. What interest rate would I have to get given these deposits and withdrawals to be able to generate those particular cash flows? Okay, now this is the reason why this is an interesting calculation is because normally when you think about a simple calculation, I put X amount of dollars in the bank and I get 4% interest, and if I hold on to it for 10 years and I get that 4% interest compounding, what's that number? That's an easy calculation. Pretty much anybody should be able to do that. But it gets a whole little bit more complicated when you have a deposit and you have interest, and at some point during the continuum or the holding of the asset, there are withdrawals and perhaps additions. In structured settlement case, there's no additions, but you have withdrawals, meaning the lump sums are paid out or payments are paid out. You have to take into account those particular uneven cash flows, and the internal rate of return is a mathematical equation that can do that, and it's an important statistic for anybody who is a consumer or a personal injury victim, a personal injury lawyer, workers' comp claimant needs to understand what internal rate of return is, or at least somebody who can calculate it and then explain to them the significance of it. Thank you. I'm John Darer. Have a great day.